Hey guys, it's Roscoe on the Space Catch. I thought I'd just quickly run through Tad Williams' Otherland series. So it starts off with this one, City of Golden Shadow. I'll just open up the front cover, you can see it better. This was an absolutely fantastic series. £5.50, that's how long ago it was. That a book this thick would cost that much. So basically, 21st century, probably a few years later than now, but not that much later, thinking about it. There's this AI, Otherland, that people have been building for many, many years. It's, like for the rich and everything like that. But kids are going missing and people are getting stuck in this AI wonderland because it's fully immersive. You're being like a tank, linked in, and then you're in that reality. But it should be easy enough to just blink yourself out of it, but people can't. But it was fantastic. I loved this. I'll just read the descriptions on the books. Surrounded by secrecy, it is home to the wildest dreams and darkest nightmares. Incredible amounts of money have been lavished on it. The best minds of 2 generations have laboured to build it, and somehow, bit by bit, it is claiming the Earth's most valuable resource, its children. So it's a disparate group of people who all come together from all over the world and basically can meet online, trying to find out what's been happening to their children and people that they care about who are stuck. And they get into this simulation, and how it's visualized, it's just incredible. There's so many different worlds in there. Like, I might be conflating some of these from the later books, but like say, there's an Alice in Wonderland with the red and white queen. There's like the ones where they're tiny little people in a giant house, where they're tiny little people in a forest, and of course they then get attacked by killer ants and all that sort of thing. Others where they can fly through the air, because on a river. It's so inventive. It was just wonderful. And in this group of people who are trying to get answers to what is going on with Otherland, what its true purpose is, one of them has been infiltrated. And the Grail Brotherhood that is in charge of all of this whole secret organisation, one of their agents is one of the group of heroes. But you don't know who that is, obviously, till later in the series. But yes, they start off at this city because they discover this city because there's an old book about I think like a billionaire or an architect, and on the cover, like the author cover, which this one doesn't have but the others do, in the background there's a painting of this, and that's the big clue, because you can never get hold of that book. It's very rare to find it, but they do manage to find it, and they do manage to make their way here. It was absolutely fantastic. The next one, Sea of Silver Light. I'm sorry, that's volume 4. What am I saying? River of Blue Fire is volume 2. Beautiful covers they were on this one, and they just see a scarab. The Egyptian mythology plays a huge role in this. As you can see, the interior cover has loads of Egyptian god designs. So, what this one says, your world has changed. Otherland is civilization's most stunning achievement, a private multi-dimensional universe built over 2 generations by the greatest minds of the 21st century. But this most exclusive of places is also a jealously guarded secret, created and controlled by the Grail Brotherhood, a private cartel known to few and made up of the world's most powerful and ruthless individuals. The purpose of Otherland is still a mystery, but it may not remain so for long, for the price that the Brotherhood has extracted from humanity in building it has been terrible and cannot be hidden forever. A small band of adventurers has penetrated the secrecy that surrounds Otherland and has broken into the amazing worlds within worlds it contains. But now they are trapped, unable to escape back to their own flesh and blood bodies in the real world. And as dangers and circumstances split their party into small scattered groups, their only hope lies in returning again and again to the river that flows, in one form or another, through all of the worlds. But even that hope is destroyed when it becomes clear that one among their number is the Grail Brotherhood's most terrifying weapon, and has orders to ensure that no one lives long enough to reveal the truth about Otherland to the people of Earth. In Otherland, Tad Williams created a perilous and seductive realm of the imagination where any fantasy can be made shockingly real. River of Blue Fire shows the nightmare that realm can unleash. So that's the second one, where the action continues. They're deeper into Otherworld, trying to find out just what the hell is going on. The third volume, Mountain of Black Glass. Now these are like late 90s, early 2000s. And there is the dust jacket for that one. So the Trojan Wars came into play in this one. Otherland is a realm of the imagination where anything can happen, a triumph of technology, a virtual world of enormous complexity and possibility. But Otherland is owned and controlled by a secret cartel, the Grail Brotherhood. And the sinister Brotherhood's motives in funding and developing this electronic wonderland are not at all straightforward. Trapped in frighteningly real and dangerous scenarios, a small group of people is struggling to survive and to uncover the true nature of the conspiracy. Their quest running perilously short of time, they will have to suffer the ferocity of the siege of Troy and battle against the might of the Egyptian gods, and find their way to the Mountain of Black Glass. But even there, the danger will not be over. In the Otherland series, Tad Williams' extraordinary imagination and storytelling skills have combined to create a rich, powerful, and utterly compelling tale. It is one of the most remarkable works in the history of the genre fiction. It certainly is. And so this just continued there. Further on, more amazing worlds. Conspiracy getting unraveled, because basically the rich are going to just plug themselves into the Matrix, basically let the rest of the world go to hell so long as they're fine. And they're using children's brains as basically the servers, the computers to run all of it. But just the brains. The rest of the body they have no need for. Those brains go up into satellites orbiting the Earth where it's nice and cold and get the most efficient temperature. It's all really, really gross, but fantastic as well. And then the final volume, where everything comes crashing down and all the truth is revealed, and literally crashing down into the headquarters of the corporation behind it all. The Sea of Silver Light. This is very Hobbit-like, this, isn't it, this one? And there you just see the back cover with all of the volumes. And this, I think, was the thickest one. Had to be to finish the plot. And there you just see various characters. I remember this guy, he's one of the main villains. Mr. J or something. And these were just other characters in it as well. I forget who they were now. Can't remember any of the character names apart from Mr. J. Choose your reality. Otherland is a realm of the imagination where anything can happen, a triumph of technology, an infinite carnival of delights both subtle and vile. Otherland is owned and controlled by a secret cartel, the Grail Brotherhood. And the sinister Brotherhood's motives in funding and developing this electronic wonderland are not at all straightforward. So when a small band of adventurers penetrated Otherland's defences, the Brotherhood moved swiftly to destroy them. Fleeing through woven realities, the adventurers escaped the City of Golden Shadow, crossed the River of Blue Fire, and found true answers at the Mountain of Black Glass. And they survived, just. But now, as Otherland prepares to execute its terrible purpose, the deadly hunt closes in. Desperate and afraid, the adventurers struggle to avert the coming disaster and to reach safety in the Sea of Silver Light. But the Brotherhood is waiting. And bear in mind, they're plugged in and can't get out. You know, you've got a finite amount of time before you die in the real world. And that does happen to one or two of the characters, I believe. But yeah, a fantastic series. I'm not sure I've done justice to it in this video. The worlds that are in this are just stunning. Like one of them, the one where they're in the forest as tiny little people. The building they're in is an air bubble on a leaf next to the river. It's just, the level of inventiveness was amazing. And also there was loads of ones that was taken from literary classics that paid a lot of attention to detail to those classics as well. But an absolutely fantastic series. Thoroughly satisfying. I've not been able to get into his what's the fantasy series that he does, the Dragonbone Chair and all that stuff. I've tried getting into it and I just can't. He did do the War of the Flowers, which was fantastic. a standalone volume, and maybe I'll review it at some point. But yes, the Otherland series is definitely worth your time. They are all door stoppers, all of them, but they have to be able to get into the plot properly, and it was just absolutely fantastic. Like I said, the level of detail, things like in the US now there's like an industrial senate instead of the current one. In Britain it was like the House of Lords is now the House of Industry, and it was Britain's very first Lib Dem government, which is because these were all written, like I said, I think in the late 90s and stuff. But an absolutely excellent series, worth your time if you're in the mood for getting right into a proper series that's in depth. The characters are all excellent. It has some fascinating themes, and obviously the descriptions of the places they're in, they're incredible, and the adventures they have in each one of these different worlds is amazing as well. But like I said, an absolute classic of the genre. You guys should definitely check it out. Let me know if you have. Please subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this content. Leave me a comment or suggestion for a common topic you'd like to see discussed, or like the video.